protected market for the production of high technology waste. That's essentially what it amounts to. And it's also a system by which the public, and it's a protected market, notice. The advanced industry can produce any junk it wants, and the state, meaning you, the taxpayer, will purchase it and, eliminate it because it's nothing to do with it except replace it by something else and so on. Furthermore, the state, as a coordinate aspect of this, the state has to subsidize the costly phases of production. So you can't expect, say, IBM or General Dynamics to pay the costs of research and development. That the taxpayer has to pay. If it ever becomes commercially marketable, then they get the profit. That's the system of public subsidy and private profit that we call free enterprise. But that's just another technique by which the state supports and maintains the functioning of the active parts of the economy. Huge state-protected system. It's actually grown enormously under the Reagan administration, fastest build-up in peacetime in U.S. history. But again, this is kind of an elite consensus.
According to Chomsky, the government justifies these expenditures by saying it must guard the nation from the Soviet Union, an evil empire. Chomsky says the U.S. could protect and subsidize its economy in more constructive ways, but the benefits of that type of policy would not be as beneficial to the elite.
You can build hospitals, you can bury dollars in the ground. I mean, just look at economic models, it all comes out the same. That's okay if you look at economic models. If you look at the world, however, you discover something else. And businessmen are looking at the world. In the world, these measures have to be done in such a way as to benefit the privileged. That's a crucial principle. Now, it's perfectly true that if you build hospitals and so on and so forth, it's going to work, but it's not going to benefit the privileged. And this is discussed in the business press. You take a look at the business press in the late 40s, and it is pointed out, for example, in Business Week, that if the Truman, the president at that time, has essentially two choices in front of him. He's got to do something to get the state to intervene to prop up the economy. Everybody understands this. One possibility is military spending, the system we now have, what's sometimes called military Keynesianism, the system I just described briefly. The other possibility is social programs, building infrastructure, all this kind of business, which the economists will tell you will work. And they point out that, in fact, it will work. Business would have no problem adjusting to that kind of spending, state spending. However, it has problems. The problems are that kind of spending redistributes income. It creates new constituencies. When the government is involved in doing something socially useful, people get interested. They want to have a say in it, and they get organized, and they begin to take part in the political system. All kinds of things which are totally intolerable, obviously. On the other hand, all sorts of other negative effects happen from public spending for useful purposes. On the other hand, military spending is just a gift to the businessman.
Noam Chomsky. He says if the public fails to confront these issues, the world may be doomed to a terminal global war. Chomsky is a well-known critic of American political life and a noted linguist and philosopher, a faculty member of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Chomsky is the author of a large number of books and articles, including At War with Asia, Human Rights and American Foreign Policy, and Fateful Triangle, the U.S., Israel, and the Palestinians. I'm Celeste Quinn.
Tonight, Noam Chomsky will explore rule systems in language. He will give this Miller-Com lecture, Language as a Cognitive System, at 8 o'clock tonight in the Follinger Auditorium on the University of Illinois Urbana campus.